Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a delicious high-protein vegan breakfast casserole. You can think of it as a twist on a traditional sausage and potato casserole. I love to make this on holidays and when I have friends coming over, or even on a Sunday so that I have a high-protein vegan breakfast throughout the week. Welcome to Kat's Vegan Kitchen. Let's get started. The sausage in this recipe is going to be made from tempeh, which is an excellent source of vegan protein and iron. If you haven't used tempeh yet, now's a great time to learn how. If you don't have tempeh or you want to use tofu instead, you can, but you're going to skip the step I'm about to show you. Tempeh has a natural bitter flavor, so in order to remove some of that bitterness, we crumble our tempeh into a pan, cover it with water, and steam it on medium-low heat for about 15 minutes. While our tempeh is steaming up, we're going to mix up our marinade. You're going to use the same marinade whether you're going to use tofu or tempeh. For our marinade, we're going to pour in 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, 2 cloves of chopped garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to mash that really good with our pestle. We want those fennel seeds to crack open and the garlic to mash in with the salt. Next, we're going to add in a tablespoon of dried sage, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon and a half of fresh oregano, or a teaspoon of dried oregano. Fresh herbs really add a depth of flavor. Oregano is so easy to grow. I grow it in my backyard. To our herb mixture, we're going to add in the juice of 1/2 of a lemon, 2 tablespoons tamari soy sauce or Bragg's liquid amino acid, about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Last ingredient is vegan chicken broth. I'm gonna start by adding a 1/2 cup of vegan chicken broth, and I'm going to see how much my tempeh absorbs and go from there. If you watch my videos, you know I talk a lot about how the quality of the ingredients is what makes your food taste better. You have to use a delicious vegan broth for this recipe. I love Better Than Bouillon vegan chicken broth. Be careful, they make non-vegan versions as well. This can be kind of hard to find. I'll put a link in the description below to where you can order it. While I've been mixing up my marinade, I steamed my tempeh, and this is what your tempeh should look like when it's all done. I am going to drain that extra water off. Pour your tempeh into the marinade, give it a good mix, and put it off to the side. While our tempeh is marinating, we're going to heat our oven to about 425 degrees and prep the rest of our ingredients. Okay, I'm going to mix up the potatoes for our potato layer. We're going to start with 3/4 cup of finely chopped yellow onion. Usually I'm kind of messy with how I chopped my onion and I'm not very particular, but for this you want it finely chopped. Then we're going to add in about 4 to 5 small to medium yellow potatoes. I often do not peel my potatoes because the peels add nutrients, but for this recipe I do peel them because it helps them absorb the flavors. So we're going to add in about 4 peeled and chopped potatoes that are yellow, peeled chopped yellow potatoes, and they're going to be about 1 inch. The secret ingredient that makes this taste so good is a Hatch green chili. If you watch my videos, you know that I lived in New Mexico and I love Hatch chilies. They're hard to find, so I will put a link where you can order them below. Please, please, please get the Hatch brand chilies. They're the best. Every year in August, they roast Hatch chilies, so I buy mine by the case and then I freeze them. I have all my neighbors addicted to them now and we share cases. You want to make sure to take the seeds and the stem off your Hatch green chili and then chop it really fine. If you don't like heat, they do sell mild Hatch green chilies. They'll still give you that delicious flavor. I'm only using 1 Hatch chili because I order the hot and they are pretty hot. Next, I'm gonna put a dash of olive oil on my potatoes and chilies, maybe about a tablespoon. Then I'm going to add in about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix it up really well, add a dash more salt. It's time to put our delicious casserole together. We're gonna start by spooning our tempeh sausage into a 9 by 9 inch baking pan. If you want to make this larger, just double everything, double the whole recipe. Spread your tempeh into the bottom of a casserole pan and then add in about half the marinade. Next, we're gonna sprinkle 1 diced red pepper, You could use green or yellow. I like red because it adds a nice sweetness. Add your potato, onion, green chili mixture on top of your pepper and tempeh. We have one more delicious ingredient to add to our casserole, but first we're gonna cover our casserole with aluminum foil and bake it for about 35 minutes till our potatoes are nice and tender. Remember, we're baking at about 425 degrees. Make sure your aluminum foil is nice and snug so your potatoes and vegetables can steam up really well. And then we're gonna put it in our oven with a lot of love. Okay, my casserole's been in the oven for about 30 minutes. My vegan kitchen smells like sausage. It smells delicious. I am going to top my casserole with shredded vegan cheese. I'm using a Mexican style blend because I think it goes pretty nicely with this casserole. This is from Trader Joe's. I really like cheddar, vegan cheddar with this as well. Put a decent amount on there so it's nice and covered. Now we need to cover it again with our tin foil, make sure that seal is tight, and we're gonna bake it for another 10 minutes to make sure that cheese melts. Ooh, look at this yummy, delicious sausage potato casserole. I have a lot of friends who are not vegan, but they all love this. Here's a trick. If you want to take it for breakfast and you're on the go, I love to wrap mine in a tortilla. That's kind of California style. You put anything you want in a tortilla and go. If you're going to serve this to other people, you want to make sure and let it cool for about 10-15 minutes before you cut it. It just makes it look prettier when you serve it. I love to serve this with a side of my sourdough toast or some corn tortillas and some fruit. If you make this recipe, tell me what you think in the comments below. And if you love it as much as I do, remember to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you never miss a recipe. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time on Kat's Vegan Kitchen.